Hey everyone, and welcome back to Transport Fever. This is the Great Western Railroad. Watching our new livestock train come into our new farming area with all our lovely cows and fields and such. At the end of last episode, I promised that we would detail this area. So let's jump ahead in time and see that. There we have it, a whole lot more detail. Did a whole lot of extra cow pastures out the end here to replace the fields that we lost, and then filled in the rest of the void with an orchard. Downtown also did a little bit more detailing. When we left last episode, we had this track going through here and simple unload situation, and I've expanded that to have a whole little bit more of a diorama going on. So we now have this extra spur line with another copy of that livestock train, with the farmer talking to the train people, trying to work out what's going on. And just expanded the area with a little road at the back here and just filled in this void. So this is all just big green grass area and lots of trees and buildings got put in. And then down by the dock, we also filled in this area too. This area was just trees and grass like this. Put a boat here in dry dock, a couple of storage wagons, and then terraformed around to have a plausible way for it to come out of the water, and then use some of these cool ship-based fences to finish it all off. Today is all going to be about updating the rolling stock and the general trucks and stuff in the world. It is very soon going to be 1900, and so we're actually going to run time forward quite rapidly and see what turns up. While that happens, we're going to... I'm waiting for trains to turn up. I want to address some of the growth issues that we have here in Dalton. If you look at our lines, the red and the green represent the green is the passenger line and the red is the cargo line around town. And yeah, the town has grown excessively around that. So I want to reconfigure this a little bit. I think one of the simple ones is this green passenger line could just scoot through there instead. So yeah, let's do some very simple things like that. And so we'll put that there. Actually, I'm tempted to scoot along there as well. Let's have a look at that. So that does that. It looks like we have a station. Let's turn these on. Looks like we have a station over here, right there, that isn't really required. So let's manage the line. Actually, let's put down... Do we need a drop-off spot? I mean, the station's going to cover here, so yeah, I think we can just get rid of that spot. So let's manage the line. At number 6, you can go away. Yeah, that's a bit more efficient. Let's make sure that the freight also has a drop-off spot. So currently these guys who are going around town are actually picking up their bread from here and then going around town, but it means that they're not getting anything else because the cargo station used to be here and this used to be the transfer, so they're not getting everything else like the champagne and tools and stuff. They're only getting food. So basically we want them associated with this end of the world. I'm thinking we could add them to this platform, but I really wanted to use this as a dedicated link between this food processing plant right here. Let's have to turn that on as well. Oh, stuff's turning up. New train. That's not a GWR one. Okay, so we've got some bolster cars. Awesome. Oil. Awesome. Oil has turned up. And what else we got? I think this is all just different colors and owners and different leverage. Awesome. So yeah, we can start looking at the oil-based industries. Yeah, lots of different colors. Actually, a goods wagon. Interesting. Yeah, this is good. So I want to look into our goods situation because I don't think we have enough cargo trains on the line. And there was a passenger one there, and then a base game. Okay, that's all that stuff. We're about to hit 1901. So what's that going to give us? Okay, a nice train. So a rebuild. Rebuild tends to be a standard model with more horsepower. That's cool. And then we're going to get all the way to, some trams. I would love to put some trams down too. I'm going to get all the way to 1905, and then we'll make some purchasing decisions. Yeah, so when it comes to that route around town, I would like the opportunity to grow this way for cargo. So I think what I might do, just for starters, is... Where's the cargo stations? Cargo. I'm going to put a drop-off point down this end of town. We need to... Can we use this guy? So this guy doesn't reach the station. Okay, more stuff. Okay, that's 1902. I don't know how much further we want to go. Oh, the big GR stuff. All the wagons. Oh, good rail stuff. You know what? I think we've seen enough cool stuff turn up that we'll stop there. Yeah, so I don't think this station... Yeah, it doesn't reach there. So, you know what? I'm going to delete this guy. I said I was going to keep it for history reasons, but I would prefer houses to be built up there. Same thing goes with the tram line. Yeah, let's pull that over here as well. So currently it goes through there. So I think I might pull it all the way over to here. So let's grab one of those. And we'll pull that over here. If we put it outside the processing place, people will use it actually to get to work. So that's quite good. And then let's put this one over there. So manage the line. So for the passengers, please come over here and we'll fill up all that. That's a bit of a wiggle woggle, but it's fine. And then for the freight... I think this number 3 is kind of superfluous. So after 2, come down here. And as I said, we could go into here, but I would really prefer that just to be used for the train to move the meat to here and the bread to here. So I think we want something else. Let's get rid of Highfield. Yeah, let's do that. And then before I forget, let's bulldoze that. Yeah, I would really like it to be down here. So this space is kind of full already. It'd be kind of cool for it to come through these yards. You know what? I put these buildings here and they're kind of bland. Let's change the speed down to normal. I wonder if we can fit it in right here. That would be kind of cool to have the cars coming through the yards where they're picking stuff up. Let's use our cool mod. I think is it about 40 to go in there. Yeah, you know what? That works quite well. Let's go for narrow so it doesn't go down the hill too far. And what else can we do to this? It's going to be dirt roads. Let's put a big wall there since we have the brick fence. And it can be dirt, high capacity. I think, yeah, that will work. And there we have it. Yeah, I think that looks cool. Just need to do a quick amount of detailing. And we'll make that all dirty. And you know what? Let's put some of that grass back. Can't have it perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So I was thinking maybe let's try to make this look different. We have these awning things as assets. I wonder if we can use one of those to make it look better. So 2 times length. Yeah, so actually they're quite wide. Does it cover the whole thing? It does. If I... let's make this a full width one. And then, does that make that look like good? Yeah, that looks cool. So let's put that on there to like cover the goods. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Yeah, so it kind of keeps everything dry. Yeah, that's cool. So let's extend the line over there. Manage the line. So after Main Street, come over here. We'll have to call this the Dalton Docks. Yeah, you know what? Annex is a good name. Dock yards annex. There we go. And so, yeah, it'll come through here and go around town. I think we actually can take it off of the food processing plant because I don't really want it picking up bread. Because the odds are if it's carrying stuff, this is going to just never pick anything up. So let's say it's got tools and it's sold, say 2 out of the 5. It's still going to have 2, and because it can only take a single load, it won't pick stuff up. So what I might do is let's keep that up as well as this. I'm thinking I might do the same thing as that line and come over here. And so we'll go past here, go there, and that way we'll have growth that way. You know what? Just because I did that, let's do that as well. And then with those lines, wrong thing, line. So after 7, you can go to there. And then after, you know what? Let's make this a bit more complex. So after there, after the annex, I always like to start from the start. So let's do this kind of again. So let's go to there, and then we're going to skip this. We're going to come over to there, over to there, over to there, and back again. And then let's get rid of those. And then please wait till you're full. Maximum 30 seconds. Just to stop raw goods going across, let's turn off all of those ones that could be a problem. And there we go. So yeah, I like that. And so in here, this actually now has space for 2. So what I might do is we'll configure that and turn on tram tracks at the front and the back. And then for this line, when it's at the food processing plant, come into 1. That's the front one by default, but you are actually allowed to use 2. And this one is drop off meat, pick up bread. And then this one is, which way around is this? Did I get that right? Yeah. So this is food processing. Here, you are dropping off meat and picking up bread, and picking up bread and dropping off. Yeah, all good. So yeah, now these trains will just go to and fro with the meat and the bread, and then this thing only is risky talking to over here. They're not doing anything else. Food processing plant. Food plant. And then this is the meat plant. All right, so that goes across there. And then around town, we've got good coverage now. Now we're not going up over here. So, I mean, where's the closest? Okay, there's way down there. I think if we're going to do over here, it would be a separate line, I think. So that's that. And around town, yeah, that's got good coverage too. Cool. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I like the way that's done. And hopefully this guy's going to get some goods. I assume you can talk to the station. Yep, all good. So it hasn't got anything to do. All right, so let's upgrade these guys. Let's do some of this rolling stock upgrade times. I am a little bit worried that nothing's turned up there. You do have... Yeah, weird, but it will work. It will catch up. All right, so let's go under here, and then we're going to find everything that is a delivery. And so this is why you want to really name your things, because you get to do this cool filtering stuff. So find all the delivery routes. That's all the ones that go around towns. And I think they're all horse and carriages right now. Yep. And let's just replace all of those with this steam thing. So I don't plan to keep any horse and carriage stuff around long term. So that's fine. While we're at it, let's have a look at all the passenger lines. So if we also put a filter on cars, so that should exclude the boats and stuff. passenger. That's all our passenger lines. And so all of these should be around town. There is actually, we want it all. There we go. So there's 74 vehicles servicing towns. And currently, if we look at one of those, it is these little steam things. So yeah, quite slow and not the best. All right, so let's select all of those and replace them. And so we've got, what is it? So 17 and 5, 20 and 6. So a little bit more capacity. And there we go. That's them all updated. Little smoke trail. So that will help all the towns with their work. We got jumped over to Kismore then. All right, so that's around town for deliveries. That's around town for passengers. What else do we have? There's a couple of things I actually want to slow down. See how many bread things we've got right now? I actually want to reduce the amount of that type of stuff on the network. I don't want us to be overwhelmed by everything. So I think I might slow down some of the processing. So for example, this fish stuff, right? It's shipping 300. So if we find the fish line, I'm tempted to bring this down a little bit. I think I might bring it down by 3. So even though, so yeah, 190 now. So I just want to temper it a bit. Same thing goes with copper. Let's have a look at these lines in here. So currently in here, the copper line has 3 trains and is delivering at 239. So you know, the thing that sends it is perfectly fine with that, but I don't really want to have that many on the line. So I think I'm just going to knock that off a bit, and we'll bring that down to 2. When it comes to the livestock, it's running at 183. Yeah, I think that's okay. We've only got 1 on it, so that's fine. Because I just want to get rid of some of the contention through here, because it's getting a little bit insane. And then if we have less contention, then hopefully some of this mainline cargo stuff will do a better job. Same thing goes over here. So the wheat down here, it goes, let me find the line, Kismore wheat, here we go. So it goes here, up the line, and goes all the way over here to that station. How many, so there's 2 trains on that. And so what I want to do is just bring that down to 1. So yeah, I'm just going to sell this, or am I going to reassign it to a line? No, I'm going to sell this. So we'll get that down to 1. And then that's running at a rate of 68. And so when it comes to the delivery, you can see that we're still using horse and carriage for that. So let's look at those vehicles as well. So I think it's going to be road cargo. Yeah, road cargo. So this is all of the things doing delivery across the world from something. So like from a wheat farm, like for there down to there, lemons across the map. So this one, for example, particularly, what we have is from over here, we have a long route all the way over here, just so that this lemon thing didn't expire, because I started a couple of lines just to stop them from being lost due to inactivity. Same thing goes with this alcohol line. It goes around here and comes round. So we are using horse and carriage for some of the things that eventually will be trains, and same thing goes with the grapes over here. So for all of those, I'm happy just to upgrade them to something more modern. So let's upgrade all of those to that one, and that will make them a little bit faster. I think I'm okay. As I said, I'm trying to actually bring down the amount of stuff on the line. So hopefully that will help. Let's get rid of some of these overlays, and yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. So far we have done. Let's have a look at it in the vehicle statistics way of looking at it. So if we look at it by name, road vehicles. Actually, if I by type, there we go. So that's all that small icon for the passenger stuff. So yeah, we missed this one. So these haven't been upgraded. It's just the older passenger ones. So this one is out the end of the line. So what this does is just brings this Dalton Place online. And so I did that because I don't think the train's going to come out here. So I just gave it a small service around town. You can see there, just around town. Gave it some nice streets to make it nice and beautiful. But yeah, we're just using this over there. So around town and over there can be upgraded too. So let's manage those vehicles. You notice it hasn't selected it. We should have these red ones. It's because this is here. So we have to get rid of that and then press manage vehicles again, and then you can select it. Let's replace those. This is all passenger stuff. Done. All right, back to the vehicle view. And so that's all the same. That's all the same. And then we have our trains. And then across town, this is what's doing that bread thing in Dalton's. That's fine. And then we have all of our ones that we're using in the mines. So let's go have a look at the mines. I think, yeah, the first mine is over here. So currently what I'm thinking is let's just temper down the speed. So there is one on that line and one on that line. So that's fine. We'll leave them as one. On the train, we've got two. It's running at 100. That means that's 100 of those turns into, what's the rate of this? So 1 to 1. So we're putting 100 bricks on the network. I'm okay with that. I mean, it's a bit out of control, but I think 100's an okay number. So that mine's okay. And then scroll around. No mines around here. So we've got a lumber. The lumber mill ones are all just local. So I think that can just go ballistic, and that's fine. So this guy wants 138. This guy's, yeah, we actually could make more, even though we're not shipping outbound. Let's turn the overlay on for industry. And then next one is all of our mines. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mines. And so this Steel Express, for starters, is very, very productive. So we have 3 trains on that one. 80, 80, 80. All of them have got stuff on them. That's a lot of steel. That means we're making a lot of tools. So I think we will just... Where are you? Oh, you're just about to get to the station. I know where this is. This is the last couple of miles. So we'll go down here, park, and then, unfortunately, then I'm going to sell them off. And we'll just get down to 2. Yeah, because there's too many tools, and that means we need so many box cars. Yeah, I mean, it looks great and all, but yeah, 2 is plenty. We don't need to have that many. Now, the other option I could have done is transfer this onto new lines, but we don't have those yet, so let's get rid of those. All right, it's back to the mine. So that's reduced the amount that's leaving here. How about how much we're bringing down to here? So there's 4 lines. Let's aim for each one to have 100. So who's got 0? Okay, you can be sold. So that's, yeah, 99. Perfect. You got something, 42, 42. Okay, this one. Sell that one. Yep, around 100. Perfect. And then, yeah, this is way too many. So you can get sold. What's that down to? We need to get rid of probably 2 more. 42, 42. I guess getting rid of the ones that don't have anything in them. That way we're not losing money. Not that it really matters. And we'll get rid of that one. And yeah, 108's fine. And then the last line, 159. We probably can just get rid of that one. Yep, 100. So risky, they're all doing 100 each, which means 100, 100, 100, 100, which means we'll make 100. And then it was shipping only 100 anyway. Like the people who wants it This Gizmo factory only wanted 100, so now we're only making as much as we need. Now, we were making money for doing that, but I'm just trying to reduce the number of vehicles on the network. And as I said, I don't want to overwhelm the world. When this is up, it's only delivering at 43, so yeah, it's fine. I mean, this is a long line. It's easily the longest line on the map. You can see it goes from here all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Frisky is going across half the map, so yeah, pretty huge. What else? So that one, and then over here we have one more. And what's this rate? This rate is, this is 100, so that can stay like that. All right. I did notice when I was doing some detailing that Drestoon actually has a problem. This guy wants a whole lot of things, but when we brought the cargo down here, we didn't add a route to deliver it around town. So yeah, even though it is increasing in size, we only have coverage for about half the town. So what I want to do is add a delivery route. It has grown up a fair bit. We could maybe squeeze it in over here. I'm not a big fan of where this turned up, so I might move the depot and then extend this way. And we do have that kind of cool wall there. I was going to go through there, but actually maybe we can go through here. Is this a... it's kind of a weird wonky corner through there, so let's get rid of that. Put that there, and then can I come out this way? Yeah, I can. And then we'll come down this way along the train track, and then that can go there, and the town can work out the rest, I guess. Let's do a little bit of smoothing. Looks like there's a bit of a wonk there. There we go. All right, so let's get it in here. Buildings, and then I think roughly what we had before is pretty cool. Let's try to get it up against that fence without destroying it. Okay, it wants to be way down here for some reason. Fine. Let's configure that. I think it should be a little bit more modern than that. We'll give it high capacity because stuff will get dumped into it. It can have a fence. It can be asphalt. And the roads coming into it can be normal road. Yeah, that would be how it looks good. Yeah, and then this is Drestoon cargo, I guess. And let's get some drop-off spots added. So here, and we'll go, I guess, yeah, we'll go over here, and then I'm gonna go pretty wide with the idea that it will give us coverage and we might get some growth. And yeah, that should do. New line from here. Cool. And this will be delivery in Drestoon. And then we'll give it our standard red color for local deliveries. And then how's our passengers going? Do we have a, where's the passenger one? So, okay, this line. Do I want to extend this out further? Yeah, I think I might make a spot out here. So I might actually make it go out and in. That way we can get some growth out here. So then after number 2, come over here as well. Yeah. All right, so we need a depot again. Yeah, so we definitely have stuff going around. We just need a depot. Where can the depot go? You know, out here was kind of cool. Yeah. And then we will buy some of these. We'll grab 5, 6, 5. Autosave time. I changed my autosave to half an hour. It's great that it doesn't annoy you, but I did actually have a mistake before that I regretted, so I lost about 20 minutes of work. So yeah, good and bad, I guess. Let's get that in there. So the line looks pretty good. Make sure that's in range of the station. So now this cargo train, that's the passenger train, but the cargo train should definitely come in and do a bit more work. This obviously needs a bit of detailing. You know, we can help it along the way by putting in some trees. But yeah, I'll let the town do their thing. I think this town would be great with a tram, so we'll have to do that at some point. So lastly, how many trains are on here? So there's only one, and how full of it? Yeah, it's getting there. It's definitely having to bring a lot of material here. What I might do is reassign, where am I? I'm going to reassign a cargo train from this line, from the main line, across. So let's see if we can find trains. Is there any train over here? Yep, here it is. That's a passenger train. It's the cargo train. So let's let this guy, it's got a lot on it. So let's let this guy get to the end of the line. And that will no doubt drop off nearly all, if not, yeah, most of it, if not all of the supplies. And we'll get into the end. And then we'll reassign this guy to that other line. So the plan is these older trains will just get moved onto other lines, and then brand new trains will be made to replace them. So that's unloaded, and then the local place is happy. Yeah, completely empty. And then it got all over here to do local delivery. And this is going to get reassigned, if I get the I right, to the Maybury Valley line. So now there's now going to be 2 trains on that line. So Maybury Valley, yeah, now has 2 trains of the same type, and then we'll keep on transferring across as the Maybury Valley needs more and more. There is a lot of livestock on here. Why is there so? Yeah, that's a bit weird. Why is livestock coming through here around and being dropped off? What it may be is it probably thought there was an optimization, and what we should do is say, hey, yeah, it's livestock. Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's on the main line. So for some reason, normally what should happen is wheat should come from here to there, and then it should go across on the livestock line through here. All the wheat should be dropped off here, and then livestock should be picked up, and then the livestock should come across and get delivered to here, what we did last time, and then it should come back empty. So yeah, so at Maybury Cargo, okay, we never set anything. What we should say is you should only load up wheat. At the livestock place, you should unload the wheat and only pick up livestock. And then in the yards, you should just unload livestock. So, and then we should say, hey, wait till you're full. And yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So let's get that done. All right, so yeah, and when it comes to here, we don't want the main line doing that. So just because we can, let's say, hey, you should not have livestock when you go past here. So that will fix that problem. And then all that stuff should just disappear. Yeah, what I was going to say is that Maybury line, it currently prefers to come in on this platform, which is also the same platform for the wheat. I think what I might do is actually bring it down and use this platform instead. And so terminals, I'm going to change this to 1 as its preferred. So now, yeah, you can see it's a darker line. Because Maybury, when it comes in for passengers, it comes to this left one and then it leaves, and then I would kind of call that, all the Maybury cargoes on this platform, it goes that way, and all of the grain and stuff for the livestock goes that way. So even though this is a through line, I would prefer that to happen. So we'll see how that goes. All right. There is tons and tons of stuff on platforms. I think there's nothing produced at this end. So yeah, there's nothing hanging around here. That's a non-cargo station. This is transfer only, so this doesn't produce stuff. So this is our first production one. So food is overwhelmed in both directions. Passenger. This one has a dedicated terminal for wheat going out, so that's fine. But the tools are coming in from this place over here. So that's also a boxcar thing. And then when we get to Tahitian, this brick factory is overwhelming it with bricks, but it looks like there's also a huge number of food. And is that, I think that might be champagne. Yeah, champagne is on here as well. So that's boxcars too. And then we actually one day should get Tony online. And then at the end here, which is where the grapes turn into champagne, champagne comes to here. Yeah, there's champagne here too. So it looks like there's a huge need for more boxcar traffic. So we just lost one train on this network. So let's make a new train, and we're going to use it with all that new rolling stock that's available. Make this huge so we can see what's going on. And then we're going to limit ourselves to the Great Western Railway steam trains. So what's happened is these rebuilds have happened. So the trains we've already got, they've redesigned it. So you can see 64-200, 64-200, and then it jumps up speed, and 300. So basically it's the tuned version of that. Same with this. That hasn't really, it got a bit of a bump, but we haven't got a 1900 version. Same thing there. So we went from 64-350, 64-350 to 72-450. That's cool. I think this is the one we've been using on a lot of the... Yeah, this Dean's good. Yeah. So let's grab one of those for our new train. And then this one is a brand new train to us. It's 1895. Yeah, so this is the one we are using on the livestock line. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. It was actually meant to be used for passenger service, not for livestock. So let's reserve this for train use, for passenger use, and we'll get passengers done later. From a cargo point of view, Great Western Railway, I think, yeah, we've got goods wagons. This nice, huge, big one turned up. So we've been using these smaller ones. So we need to move bread, tools, champagne, and alcohol. So it needs to be one that supports that. And actually none of those do except for the bottom one. And that's kind of annoying. Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. It would have been nice to have a generic one. If we do use this big one, see, bread is overwhelming the system, and so is tools. But champagne kind of isn't. So we probably can kind of say, hey, let's make trains, a boxcar train that is, I think our stations are 120. So yeah, let's make a boxcar train. And realistically what it's going to do is just take the tools and bread load off the line. And yeah, let's buy 2 of those. I'm actually going to rename these. The train, this is the boxcar special. So this is going to be boxcar 1. And this is going to be boxcar 2. And let's put them onto the cargo. And we'll see them come out. Come out of the shed. Yeah, nice big beefy engine. It's still a 060. But yeah, those box cars are huge. 126 capacity. So that should take a fair bit of the load off the line, because most of the things like the tools is running at 100, the bread's running at 100. And so yeah, that should help. And yeah, we're just cutting off a passenger train there. Yeah, a bit more bulky. I love the Great Western grey and the leverage. And so yeah, this should take the load off the line. Let's speed this up for a second. We'll get into that first station and see how much we actually pick up. There's a bit of a wonk there in the track. I'm actually not going to deliberately go back and fix it. I want to kind of leave some of the warts in the system just to show that, you know, this has been a slow progression. Alright, so let's jump out of there and see this get unloaded, or loaded I should say. So hopefully going to the left, there's 100 tools to be picked up. And so what does we get? So boxcar number 2. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely clearing out the station. That's what we wanted to see. Now obviously it was empty. It didn't actually take everything, it even had space. So I assume it was per car. So I think it was 14 per car. So yeah, the last car was only partially full. Oh, that is heavy. Oh, you are struggling. So that's that one. So where did the other boxcar go? So we got 2 of them. And so that's boxcar 2. Let's jump across to boxcar 1. Are you still in the station? You are. You're still waiting for clearance to get out. And so hopefully this guy will get a chance relatively soon. Yeah, that's that guy cleared. And so he should be able to move quite soon. Come on. Out you come. I assume... Is there no points over here? There's a point... Yeah, there probably could be... You know what? I might put a signal right there. Yeah. Get things moving forward. That was quite a long section there. So let's follow along with this guy. It would have been better if it was probably going the other way. What I might do, yeah, is I might reverse him. So let's speed this up. We'll get it past these points. And then I'll do a switcheroony. And we'll get them going that way instead. And hopefully some of that load will come off the line. Around this slow corner. So I get a good angle here. And come into our food dominated platform, which also looks like it's got some, see those white ones? That's the alcohol, I think. Yeah, so this place is 100% overloaded. And loading up. Let's turn overlay on. So there you go. 126 food got picked up then. So I would not be surprised if we could do with a third one. How much does that station have left on it? Yeah, it still has a fair bit. You know what? I'm gonna guess that we do need another one. I'm gonna dupe it, and we'll call this boxcar number 3. So I think what's going to happen over time is all these ones will get transitioned to the other lines, and then we'll have dedicated trains on this main line that are ultra efficient in moving stuff. Boxcar number 3 found. It came out of the far depot. He's coming thundering into Maybury, which is that's the transfer station, like the T intersection. And hopefully this will pick up the residual on this platform. I'm glad that we've reassigned the lines. It means that all that grain is sitting on the platform that's designed for livestock rather than hanging around on this right hand side one. And we'll watch this guy pick stuff up. This livestock still is hanging around for some weird reason. But that should go right now. Actually, I don't know if these box cars support that. Okay. Yeah, he didn't pick up much. I assume because this all is destined to go to the down to the left over that way. So yeah, and there's our new one coming the other direction. This probably will drop some stuff off, I'm guessing. Let's have a look. What are they carrying? They're carrying lots and lots of bread. Are you going to drop off anything? Just to do a transfer? Yeah, that gets transferred onto this left platform for then moving down that intersection. All right, we'll call that the end of the episode. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see more Great Western Railway action. Next time we'll definitely get these passenger guys all sussed out as well and get some more rolling stock bought. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, everybody.